The next game in the series is Grand Theft Auto 4. Unlike previous Grand Theft Auto games, GTA 4 does not have as many cinematic influences. We wanted something that felt fresh and new, and not something that was obviously derived from the movie, said Dan Houser. The game's plot tells the story of Serbian immigrant Niko Bellic, who escapes his criminal past and comes to Liberty City for American Dream. Despite Dan Houser's words, GTA 4 still contains references to some films and TV shows. Grand Theft Auto 4 is heavily influenced by Russian gangster movies, such as Brother and its sequel, Brother 2. And Niko Bellic's physical appearance is based on the character Sasha Ivanic, a Serbian sniper who works as a mercenary for the Serbian paramilitary organization from the movie Behind Enemy Lines. By the way, Sasha Ivanic was played by Russian actor Vladimir Mashkov, who was offered by Rockstar Games to voice Niko Bellic, but he refused due to work on other projects. In 2008, Niko Bellic, a Yugoslav war veteran and former human smuggler, arrives in Liberty City aboard a cargo ship for multiple reasons: to avoid an old rival, find the man who sold out his unit during the war, and reunite with his cousin Roman Bellic, who invited him to come to the city, and in his letters told him that he was living a life full of riches, women, sports cars, mansions, and luxury. However, as soon as he arrives and meets with Roman, he discovers that all of his cousin's stories were lies. In reality, Roman lives in a heavily cramped apartment and runs a small taxi service. The beginning of the story is borrowed from the film Brother, in which the main character, Danila Bagrov, a veteran of the Chechen War, at the insistence of his mother goes to St. Petersburg to find his successful older brother Victor, who would help him make a living. However, it later turns out that Victor works for the St. Petersburg mafia boss called Krugli, Russian for round. Trying to look like a respectable businessman in the eyes of his younger brother, Victor gives Danila some money to start with and advises him to buy himself some decent clothes and rent an apartment.
Вот тебе на первое время. Оденься поприличнее. Сними квартиру или комнату.
Roman also provides Niko with an apartment to start with and advises him to buy 21st century clothes.
I don't think Mallory likes my clothes so much.
I know just the place for you. It's on Mohawk in Hull. Go and get something a bit more 21st century.
When Niko arrives in Liberty City, he soon finds out that Roman is heavily in debt with various powerful underworld figures in the city, including the Russian and Albanian mafias, mostly due to his gambling addiction. Niko finds himself drawn back into crime when he saves his cousin from the Albanians, and when he begins to work for Vladimir Glebov to pay off Roman's debts, carrying out various assignments, ranging from collecting debts to killing Ivan Bichkov, whom Niko can also spare. Much like Victor drags his brother Danila into crime by asking him to carry out several assignments given to him by a crime lord, including the murder of a rival mafia boss. During the war in Yugoslavia, Niko's unit of 15 men, most of them friends from his hometown, were ambushed by enemy forces, but Darko Bravic, Florian Kravic, and Niko himself survived. Niko concluded that either Florian or Darko had sold the group out, and he wanted to uncover and kill the culprit, not only to gain revenge, but also to hopefully close the book on the incident and move on with his life. Niko knew that Florian Kravic had moved to Liberty City, and that was one of the reasons why Niko also decided to come to the City of Liberty. The prototype of this plot is visible in the film Brother 2, in which Danila's friend and brother-in-arms, Konstantin Gromov, is killed, and Bagrov goes to New York to avenge his friend. Shortly after Niko kills Vladimir Glebov, he and Roman are kidnapped by Mikhail Faustin and Dmitry Raskolov, the leaders of the Russian mafia in Liberty City and those for whom Vladimir worked. However, instead of killing both of them, Mikhail hires Niko for several jobs.
Good Lord. What are you doing?
Nothing. I was finding out who he is.
And? Who is he?
He is his cousin.
You were about to cut up some guy in my house, making all that noise to find out he's his cousin. Where did you find this idiot?
He was a friend of your sergeant when we were in Vladivostok.
He's an imbecile. So, Nico Bellic, you think it's okay to kill my employees?
If he is an asshole, yes.
Good! I agree.
One day, Dmitry Raskolov and Nico Bellic, on behalf of Mikhail Faustin, go to porn producer Joseph Kaplan to collect protection money from him. Arriving at his sex shop, they find Joseph and his colleagues watching a porn film. After Dmitry receives the money, Nico can shoot the TV, after which both leave. Danila also shoots at the TV on which a porn film was playing, after taking money from the bandits that belongs to Konstantin's twin Dmitry, in order to return it to its owner. Eventually, Dmitry Raskolov tricks Nico into killing Mikhail Faustin, and becomes the boss of the Russian mafia. Dmitry betrays Nico and sells him out to his friend and fellow Russian crime lord, Ray Bulgarin, Nico's former employer and the same man that he came to Liberty City to escape from. In an attempt to lure Nico into a trap, Dmitry Raskolov kidnaps Roman. Krugli does the same, kidnapping Danila's brother. And in both cases, the protagonists manage to save their brothers and kill the mafia bosses. GTA 4 features a random character named Marnie. Her full name is Marlene Allen. She is a prostitute and drug addict. Nico Bellic can meet her on the streets of Liberty City and help her with money. At the time of the events of GTA 5, she gave up drugs and prostitution and moved to Los Santos. This character is based on two minor characters of Brother and Brother 2, drug addict Kat, whom Danila met on the street, and prostitute Dasha, who in New York is better known as Marilyn, whom Danila first helps with money, and then gets her out of the prostitution business. Another character is Charisse Glover, who one day tells Bellic that her new boyfriend is beating her. This leads to Nico beating him up and warning him to stay away from Charisse. This character is a reference to the character Sveta. Her husband also allowed himself to raise his hand against his wife, for which Danila once beats him, and another time even shoots him in the leg with a sawn-off shotgun. In Liberty City, Nico also meets Italian mobster and Pegorino family caporegime Ray Boccino, who employs Nico to assist him with a major diamond dealing scheme. His appearance was based on Mikey Palmisi from The Sopranos, and some scenes with this character are inspired by scenes from the film Analyze This.
I am here representing Mr. Paul Vitti as his consigliere. Consigliere. I apologize for the second interruption. As Mr. Vitti's consigliere, I am intimately involved in all aspects of the Vitti family business, and I am prepared to speak for Mr. Vitti on all matters. Bada bing, bada boom, betty boop.
Okay, doctor. Let's stop with the bullshit. Everybody knows there's been this thing between me and Paul Vitti for a long time.
Which thing are you talking about? The first thing or the second thing?
What second thing? I only know one thing.
Hey, how can we bring up the first thing if we're not going to talk about the second thing? Did you talk to the guy?
What guy?
The guy with the thing.
What thing? What the fuck you talking about?
Can we talk? Sure we can talk, as long as we don't talk too much. Interesting times, you know what I mean? Did you hear about our friend, the guy with the thing?
Yeah, you mean Harry, the guy with the hat?
No, the guy with the, you know, the bada beep bada boop.
Yeah, the guy with the... and the...
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I heard.
Later, Ray Boccino introduces Nico to another member of the Italian mafia, Phil Bell, who is a consigliere figure to Don Jimmy Pegorino. Phil Bell is partly based on Tony Soprano from The Sopranos. They are both key figures in mafia families. Both run strip clubs, the Honkers in the game and the Bada Bing in the series. And both characters have nephews by marriage. Thus, Chris Moltisanti became the prototype for Frankie Gallo. In addition to their relationship with Tony Soprano and Phil Bell respectively, both are members of mafia families, have similar personalities, are not very smart, and were also involved in various crimes, including burglary, grand larceny, grand theft auto, and drug trafficking. Speaking of Phil Bell, in the mission Catch the Wave, thinking that he might be bugged, Phil says that everything he discussed with Nico Bellic was fiction, and he just works in waste management.
You sound like you're saying all this just so it's clear on the wiretap. For the record, I don't know what this man is talking about. We're rehearsing a scene for an acting class. I work in waste management. Everything we're saying is fiction. It has no bearing in the real world.
Just like Tony Soprano told his daughter that he is in a waste management business when she asked him if he is in a mafia.
Are you in the mafia?
Am I in the what?
Whatever you want to call it. Organized crime.
That's total crap.
So, you full of crap or what?
I'm in the waste management business. Everybody immediately assumes you're mobbed up. It's a stereotype, and it's offensive.
Sometime later, Phil tells Nico about being paranoid and asks twice if he ever saw choppers in the sky.
Shit, you seen any choppers? Any birds been in the sky?
I didn't pick you for a helicopter enthusiast.
Fuck you, I ain't. I just keep thinking these choppers is following me, that's all. The feds are watching my every move. I flip out even when I'm outside.
This is a reference to Henry Hill from the film Goodfellas, correctly believing he was being followed by a police helicopter.
See that, Michael? See that helicopter? See it right there? Right in front of us there. I think it's been following me all morning.
Get the fuck out of it. What are you, nuts?
I'm telling you.
Another parallel between these characters is their Irish origins, which prevents them from becoming a made man. Having started working with the Italian mafia, Nico meets its boss, Jimmy Pegorino. This character is based on several characters from various films and TV shows. Pegorino is visually inspired by Phil Leotardo from The Sopranos, who was played by Frank Vincent, the voice actor for Salvatore Leone. Also, his wife Angie Pegorino is voiced by Sharon Angela, who portrays Rosalie Aprile in The Sopranos.
Don't you know about pussy? He went in the program. He turned on everybody, us, the people he knew his whole life.
Who you waving at?
Feds, I think. They always drive past it this time.
Does that worry you?
When you marry a dragon, you gotta expect a few knights are gonna turn up to try to slay him. Jackasses. All of them, all of you.
Nice talking with
Whatever.
Another reference to The Sopranos is Jimmy's bodyguard, Anthony Corrado. His name is a combination of Tony and Junior Soprano's first names. And the fact that Anthony turned out to be an informant for the feds could also be borrowed from the show, which featured a huge number of FBI informants among the DiMeo crime family members. One day, Jimmy asks Nico to eliminate Capo Ray Bocchino, suspecting his connection with the feds, but whether he was an informant is unknown. The Sopranos also featured a DiMeo crime family capo named Ray Curto, who was an FBI informant and one of the few who was never exposed. Jimmy Pegorino is also based on Robert De Niro's character Paul Vitti, the New York City Italian mafia boss in the film Analyze This. But the Pegorino crime family is not the only Italian mafia in Liberty City. There's also Gambetti, Pavano, Messina, Lupicella, and Ancelotti crime families. These families are based on real-life Italian families located in New York City, such as the Gambino, Genovese, Bonanno, Lucchese, and Colombo crime families. However, given that the Pavano crime family is run by a female boss, Mary Valvona, her character may be based on the character Patti Lopresti, a female Dawn in the film Analyze That. The Pegorino family wanted to cooperate with other Italian families, so they decided to meet with the Pavano family and discuss a partnership. However, during the meeting, the Pavano family makes an attempt on Jimmy Pegorino's life. Patti Lopresti is also Paul Vitti's partner, but behind his back she tells her people to shoot him in the head if he steps out of line.
Don't be a stranger, Paul.
Yeah, I'll see you around.
Watch him like a hawk. It would break my heart, but if he steps out of line, shoot him in the fucking head.
Another reference to Analyze That can be seen in the mission where Nico, at the request of Derek McReary, kidnaps and kills Derek's former friend and prisoner while he is being transported to another prison. Nico uses a truck to block the path of a police escort, after which he steals an armored van with a prisoner inside.
What's this jerk think he's doing? Hey, Mitch, can you find out what this guy's up to?
In the film, Paul Vitti's team was going to steal gold bars from an armored van, which was also escorted by the police. And to do this, one of Paul Vitti's men blocked the path of the police convoy with a truck.
Are you fucking kidding me? Move the truck!
Nico also meets the Don of the Gambetti crime family, John Gravelli, who asks Nico to protect his friend and former Secretary of Security Enforcement Bobby Jefferson on his way to a speech warning the city of the threat presented by foreign gangs, and specifically the Russian mafia.
A good friend of mine is coming into town to give a speech on the new threat to Liberty City, Russian organized crime. I got a feeling some people ain't gonna want that speech to happen.
Eventually, a series of roadblocks leads the convoy into an ambush by the Russian mafia. The way Dmitry Raskolov's men lured the convoy into a trap disguised as construction workers, blocking the roads, is a clear reference to the 1991 film Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. After blocking the road with a bus, the mobsters destroy one of the convoy's vehicles with an RPG. The motorcade ambush in this mission is an homage to the famous alleyway ambush scene in the 1994 film Clear and Present Danger, in which Jack Ryan, played by Harrison Ford, is a member of the motorcade that is cornered and attacked by gangsters with RPGs. In addition to the Italian and Russian mafias, Nico is also familiar with the Irish McCreary family. This family is not a mafia, and some of its members are not even criminals. However, Patrick, Derek, and their mutual friend Michael Keane, along with Nico Bellic, once commit a bank robbery. The general setup and execution of the heist is based on the heist featured in the 1995 film Heat, and the scene in which the hostage Eugene Reaper kills Michael is based on a scene from the 1991 film Point Break, where one of the hostages kills a bank robber before being murdered himself.
Hey, I'm a cop. Hey, I'm a gun club member. So? I'm a cop. No, you got a gun on your ankle. I'm gonna take these rookies downtown. Are you with me? When I make a move, you back me up. Please, don't. You don't have to. You back me up. Don't do it. Don't do anything. Don't. Please, put it away. Please, put it away. Put it away. What's your name, son?
Luis. But this ain't such a good idea, bro.
Yeah? They said catching that pass in my high school championship football game was a bad idea, because I broke my leg in 13 places, but I scored a touchdown and won the game. The world was built out of bad ideas, my friend. Motherfucker! Fuck! We told you not to fuck with us! Shit! Michael! Saint fucking Michael!
The game features several other movie references among the various missions. The mission The Puerto Rican Connection, in which Manny Escuela asks his friend Nico to deal with his enemies, is an obvious homage to the film The French Connection, in which a New York cop played by Gene Hackman chases a hitman on an elevated train in identical fashion. The mission Union Drive, where Nico Bellic chases Dmitry Raskolov's men in a car, is a reference to the chase scene in the film Ronin, starring Robert De Niro. There is a Satriale's pork store in Alderney, which is a reference to Satriale's pork store from The Sopranos, located in New Jersey. There is also a Pizza This restaurant in Alderney, the prototype of which is also taken from The Sopranos. Additionally, the tables outside one of the restaurants look exactly like the tables outside Satriale's pork store in the series. And the restaurant's logo with the slogan, "A pizza you can't refuse," is an obvious reference to the famous line of Don Vito Corleone from The Godfather.